want to discuss the concept of every day is a learning day. And I'm going to share five learnings that I've had this week. Now, if I would have said then, I'm going to share 4 learnings, you would have been shocked. You would have said, no, Steve, you usually do 5. So I am going to do 5 learnings that I've learned this week. Because every day is a learning day. So learning number one for me is about energy. And it's about keeping your energy up. And it's about planning what you're going to do every day to keep your energy up. Last week I was up very early and then I was dashing home and getting home to watch Michael Heppel's How to Be Brilliant. No, not How to Be Brilliant, write that book pop-up, which has just been superb. I'll talk about that in a minute. But I was getting home and then I had to catch up with some work and it was full on, really full on. And what I did was I made sure that I was drinking water throughout, and I promised myself I'd always have a bottle of water with me. And I was doing that through the whole of the work that I was doing, and it really did make a difference. Rather than eating, so I did eat, of course but I ate healthy food, natural food, but I drank water throughout, and I honestly feel that that really helped with my energy, and it helped with my sleep. I was, going to bed with lots of stuff in my head and having a really good night's sleep, and then up in the morning, bouncing up in the morning. I was on my email at 6:30 in the morning, giving some messages and encouragement to people. But it was great. So I think my first learning from last week was how important energy is. And more importantly, thinking about what energy do you need. So as you're planning your week, where are the bits that you think in your week, there's going to be a dip in energy there. What can I do? Can I go for a walk? Can I drink more water? Can I just get away from the screen? Can I take some deep breaths? So I'd encourage everybody here to think about their energy and how they are using it, and more importantly, how are they recharging it? Think of yourself like a rechargeable battery. So, in your day, you've got your battery going and your energy is going down. How are you going to recharge that energy? How are you going to put that energy back into you to keep you going? So that's number 1. Here's number 2. Now, number 2 goes out to Michael Heppel. We all know Michael Heppel, don't we? Michael Heppel is the author, is the motivational speaker. He's the person that got this group going. He's just blooming amazing. Or he's brilliant, isn't he? He's absolutely brilliant. There's one of his books there. But Michael Heppel this week has ran something called the Write That Book pop-up. Now, if you want to find out more about the Write That Book pop-up, here is not the place, but I'm sure if you go back into How to Be Brilliant, you can see all the links and all the things that are happening in Write That Book, and Michael's talked about it a lot. But I just want to recognise the big learning for me is how Michael Heppel has put stuff out there. In the Write That Book, in that Write That Book pop-up, Michael has come on the internet, on the interweb, in the group, in the Write That Book pop-up group, and he has given so much content. It's been amazing. And I've been involved with this for a while, but each one of Michael's sessions was just packed, jammed of learning. It was his own learning, it was other people's learning, he had other people talking, he was giving tips and hints. He stayed online, right? Stayed online answering questions every night. And I just want to thank Michael for that, because it was superb listening to that, and all the people that were taking part was just amazing. So my learning for that is put stuff out there. It's okay. Put stuff out there. Share things in this group, share things in other groups, ask people's opinions. It's just fantastic to put it out there, and that's a big learning. And I think the learning for this one is that people are going to give you feedback, and that's fine. If you put stuff out there, expect to get feedback back. It's what you do with that feedback is the most important thing, isn't it? It's what you do with that feedback when you put it out there. So I try and give as much as I can to you guys here at 12 o'clock on a Sunday. And, I expect feedback. Some people might disagree with things that I say, and that's absolutely superb. But I also get loads back from you guys just giving me likes and giving me comments and saying where you're watching from. That's the buzz I get from this. That's the fulfillment I get from this. And I really do enjoy doing this, because I really do learn every time I come on. So that's number 2. Number 2 is put it out there. Try and put it out there and test it out. And that really goes to number 3. Number 3 is the only way you can learn is by trying it, testing it out, playing, having fun, and basically doing it. You've got to do learning. You can't just, I'm now going to sit and learn. I remember when I was a lot younger, when I did something called A-levels, where I got some tapes, and you listen to these tapes at night time, and you hypnotized yourself to learn all the facts and figures. I've no idea if that worked. Well, actually, if you look at my results of my A-levels, it probably didn't work, to be fair. But you can't just do it like that. Okay, I understand there's the subconscious. I understand about state. I understand about being your body's ready to take on information. I understand that. But just by listening to the tapes didn't get me across the line, didn't get me done. I had to do some doing as well. So doing, trying it out, testing it, having a go. The only way to be something is by do it, right? So if I want to be an author, I have to do something. I have to write, because that's what authors do. If I want to be healthy and fit, I have to exercise, because that's what people who are healthy and fit do. If I want to be a leader, I have to lead. What else? If I want to learn a new skill, like Lego or modeling or art or playing the guitar or learning Spanish or learning Italian, I have to do it. So tip number 3 is try, play, do it, have a go. It doesn't matter. That's what learning is all about. If you watch a baby, right, learning how to do a new skill, walking, they get up off their little bums, don't they? And they toddle around and they fall over. And the best way to deal with that with a baby is not to laugh, because babies naturally laugh. They laugh, they may hurt themselves, and we know that. But then what we do is we compensate that with laughter. Oh, walking, and they learn and they try new things. You watch 2 babies. There's some great videos on the internet of 2 babies just giggling and laughing at each other because they are enjoying that learning experience. You know how babies learn to eat, don't they? They put stuff in the mouth and don't like the taste, so they get that they've learned they don't like that taste. That's why babies don't eat olives, by the way, because the babies hate olives. But all of a sudden, when you're 16 or 17, you start to like olives because you think they're all sophisticated. And James Bond has olives in his martini and all that. Or is that just me? Anyway, it doesn't matter. About olives. I'm going off on a tangent about olives there. But number 3 is about trying and doing. So I'd encourage anyone here who wants to learn something new, dip your toes in the pool, have a go, and see what it's like. And that's what the brilliant Write That Book group has been about. We've been posting things and people have been giving feedback, been giving comments. If you don't have a go, you're never going to know. There you go. There's a Steve Kelly quote. If you don't have a go, you'll never know. Somebody write that in the chat so remember. If you don't have a go, you'll never know. There we go. Number 3. Okay, number 4. Get on to number 4. Now, this is where I'm going to talk a little bit about the Write That Book group, because one of the things about the Write That Book group is, or to pop up, is that people have been giving feedback. People have been giving loads of feedback on cover design, stories, titles, paragraphs, and just generally chivvying people along and giving them some really good motivating support. And you know what's great about that? There's lots of people conspiring to your success in the Write That Book group, conspiring to your success. They want you to succeed because they're your mates and your friends. And also sometimes you don't like the message that you hear from them. So I'm going to give a shout out here to Sarah McGough. Now, you probably know Sarah. Sarah's written some fabulous books about flamingos and her family and her experiences. Now, Sarah, I would say, is a friend of mine now, and we've met through How to Be Brilliant here and other things that we've done together. And Sarah's been giving me the odd nudge about the book that I'm writing. So this week, Sarah sent me a couple of messages in Messenger. And firstly, they sort of triggered me a little bit. You know that little feeling you get and you think, oh, come on, Sarah, I'm busy. I'm doing loads of stuff. Can't you see I'm doing loads of stuff? But Sarah was really clever. And Sarah sent some messages that really got me thinking. And she did it out of love, she did it out of caring, she did it out of trying to help me. And tip number 4 for me is get some mates around you who can help you and chiver you on in your learning and give you encouragement along the way. So Sarah, this is what Sarah said. Sarah said in an email to me, or in a message she said, what can we do together? And I thought, wow, that's a really good statement, isn't it? What can we do together? Not what can you do, or not what can I do for you. What can we do together? And I was gripped by that sense of community and that sense of working with somebody else to help me do what I'm doing, and how could I help Sarah do what she's doing as well. So that was the first sentence, or the first statement, that really made me think, and that was a learning for me, how that statement of we is so powerful. And the next thing she did was she sort of sensed I was getting a bit, Sarah, I've got lots of things on, and she said, okay, no problem, I'll just step away. And I thought, brilliant, Sarah stepped away, great, fantastic. But then that night, that lit a fire in me, and I thought, wow, here's Sarah putting it out there, helping me, taking time on a Friday night when she's got a busy family to care about me. And I just thought, wow, if Sarah's doing that, I should be doing something as well. So yesterday, I spent 3 hours writing, and it was probably one of the best writing sessions I had. So my learning there is sometimes you need your mates to give you a good kick up the bum, or you need someone to make a comment that perhaps you don't quite agree with, or something in the world that you go, no, I'm not had enough, I'm going to do something different. So I'd encourage anyone, if you've got any feedback or had any feedback from the Write That Book pop-up group that you've perhaps not enjoyed, or perhaps that you've not taken on, or something, see it as a learning opportunity. See those things as a learning opportunity, as a chance to just pick away from what the comment is and just think, right, okay, that's fine, but what am I going to do to change my feelings or change my thoughts? So number 4 was a lot there, wasn't it? But it was definitely about your friends and the people around you that can help you and support you, and that community that is being built around all these authors who are going to write their books and publish them, which is important. And you know what? I'm saying here in How to Be Brilliant, if I've not done mine, you guys need to hold me accountable. You need to be asking me, where's your book, Steve? When is it? You've talked about it enough. Get on with it. Anyway, enough about books, eh? Let's go on to number 5. Tip number 5 in Sunday Success Strategies with Steve. This is tip number 5 on every day is a learning day. For me, I've done this now the last couple of mornings, and this has been a bit of a groundbreaker for me. And that is giving my brain, my brilliant brain, time to process. So what I've been doing is I've been getting up in the morning, and you're waking up, going to the loo, and then getting back into bed. And I've just been laying on the bed, not going to sleep, so not the covers on me, so I don't fall back asleep, but just saying to myself, right, Steve, you've got 20 minutes just to lie and breathe and just let your brain think. Not about work, not about book writing, not about what I was doing last week, the project I was doing last week. Just let your brain come up with images and just let it go. Just let it float away. Just let it process some things. Just let it give it a chance just to take some time out. You know, we take our bodies out, don't we? We go to sleep, we go and relax, or we go and, take some time out, maybe reading a book or whatever. But what about your brain? Just giving your brain that time and space just to process all that information that's coming in, all that learning that's coming in, all that stuff, and just process, not do, just let it go. And I found that brilliant, and I did it this morning, and wow, you come back to what I was saying to number 1 about energy. I felt so energized. It's almost like my brain had gone through a car wash, It's got rid of the things that when perhaps, it needed to process, it needed to do, but it wasn't that important. And it just it gave me clarity. So I just encourage you for tip number 5 about learning is give your brain some time just to process, to put all those ideas in the filing cabinets of your head, give you some time to think.